we have a show that we're doing right now? Oh, I
We,
completely forgot
I
about
think
that.
I think we're supposed to. There's some sort of like formulaic thing we're supposed to do. Like,
Oh, okay. Well, it is 1:23 p.m. here, and I think it's Sunday, March 27th, 2022. If my reading skills are correct.
I think it's March 27th. Like you're not reading it off of the fucking
Welcome to episode
internet.
74 of the Fucking A podcast. I am your host, the one, the only, John Bong Jovi, and I'm joined by Blow and Wilson over here. Let's roll, motherfucker. What do you have to say about that?
Wow. What a great selection of name you've given me here today. Wow. Thank you. Yeah. Should I do the whole show as Owen Wilson? Thanks for joining us here.
Like big broken nose. It's plaster the whole time.
I have a flawless nose. I'll have you know.
You actually do. You have a great nose.
Thank you. It's actually like the only feature of mine that was like a 10 out of 10. Everything else.
You sound like a guy who's really looked at himself in the mirror and like been honest with himself.
What was I just saying about the lower profile? Like when the laptop's low and it looks up at me, how bad I look? I'm telling you.
I was leaning back there. You got me paranoid now, bro.
A wise man says, "Know thyself." Somebody did. I don't know who said that. Anyway, this is the 74 episodes of Fucking A. I am Dan. He is Matt. The hottest comedy podcast. I think you agree, right? You know,
hottest.
The hottest.
Mr. 10 out of 10 nose over there.
Right. The best noses in podcasting are right.
I got a pretty good nose too. I'm not gonna lie.
You got a decent schnoz. I
got a small face, but it fits my face, you know.
It's true. There's nothing remarkable. They don't stand out. Great couple of great noses, man.
It's a nice analog for us, right? It's just
it's good to be back. It's good to see you again. Thanks for keeping up with this with me, eh?
Of course, man. It's great to fucking, vent about work beforehand on the unrecorded stuff.
Right. Unfortunately lost to history now. Horrible news. Did you see that LeBron James was named like the worst actor? Won the Razzie,
right?
and can we honestly say after all this time, because you and I watched that movie, it's the one film we've shared together, I think, in years. It was Space Jam 2. It was fucking terrible, wasn't it?
It was bad. It was bad. But here's the thing, like that we both acknowledged, it's aimed at children. So if you have the mentality of a child and you're watching it, you're like, this is great. If you're a regular person with a brain, you're like, this is dog shit.
Yeah, but so the original Space Jam had staying power. It's a watchable movie, even as an adult. Like, it was made for kids, but it's got nothing. It didn't have anything charming about it. It wasn't like, you remember this because you watch a lot of cartoons growing up. The great cartoons and the great kid stuff always has something understandable for the adults that the kids won't get that joke, but the adults will. The Space Jam was just a fucking ad. It's a big giant ad.
I think it had a couple of those jokes. I'm just high and I can't remember. That was like fucking a year ago now or whatever. But I think there was a couple. But that being said, the entire thing was a fucking advertisement, dude. It 100% was. It was ridiculous. Like it got to the point where I was like feeling insulted. It's like, you really like not think I'm going to notice all of this and take this? This is too much.
Yeah.
Like at least be subtle with your shit. Like in a movie where like there's a fucking, I don't know, a can of Mountain Dew in the background, like in a like hidden spot that's not really fully in the middle of the camera being like, wow, boy, I sure do love a Mountain Dew.
You should have
glug, 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 glug.
You should have drank his Pepsi or his Coca-Cola Starlight and
yeah, as you fucking
I'll tell you,
you're a shill, bro.
I was joking about it last episode, okay, and how gross it was, but I have to tell you, having it again right now, like it's grown on me because I knew what to expect. The first time I tried it, I was like, ugh, like no, but this time
like leprechauns coming in your mouth. So we
described it as. It's just a very odd flavor, infusion that it's got going on. It was so sweet and like it was like cotton candy. It's like cough syrup mixed with like maybe this is lean. Maybe Coca-Cola has started making
cotton candy. Maybe it's that cotton candy that you sent me that video of that guy eating mold.
Yeah, I shared a video with Matt this week that I found on the internet of a person saying that, what was it? If you leave any food out for a week, it becomes cotton candy. And then he then reached into some, I don't know what it was.
Oh my God, dude.
He reaches into this piece of mold and then eats it. Why do we keep finding people eating? What is with people on the internet eating things and filming it?
That's where we've become, bro. Those people always existed. And now there's those people. There's enough people that maybe like one out of that group of people are filming it and sending it out. There has to be multiple people that are eating mold, bro. How many people out there you think are mold eaters in America and Canada? Like in this part of the world? There's gotta be a couple, bro. You've seen My Strange Addiction.
Didn't you read that thing a little while ago that was like something like most people in this part of the world, like America, like North Americans, like there's a whole generation that are all like infected with horrible lead poisoning from all the lead, and that's like lowered their IQs and shit. Like, how many people are eating mold? Probably a lot of them. Like, probably a non-insignificant number of mold eaters are out there.
Oh, 100%. Considering that I think I did tell you about the YouTube channel, Soft White Underbelly. It's that like former Apple photographer. He's got a YouTube channel now where he just interviews people. Like straight, and like the whole thing is like the video is just them sitting in a chair and like one of those like school photo backgrounds behind you, basically. So like the whole point of it is it's just you, and it's like a 30-minute interview where it just lets you talk. And just like he'll do like crackheads, pimps, shit like that. Like, so anyway, he did one with a nihilist, and this guy talked about like specifically robo tripping. You ever heard of this? It's when you drink a bunch of cough syrup to get fucked up, but you need like DXM in it. So I think it's called like dextromorphan or some dextromethamphetamine.
Sorry, let me just take some notes real quick here, and then I mix. What continue?
No, you just either you mix it with Sprite, you drink it like lean, or you just chug that shit. But point being is that people do it to get high, right? Like that's it, and it's not a nice high. It's like a scary high. Like shadow people attack you and shit. That's apparently like a pretty common thing. Yeah, like it's not like a nice thing. Like you shouldn't do it.
Sign me up.
This guy says he does it to purposely dumb down his IQ, right? So that he can be on some like ignorance is bliss shit, so that he can more happily enjoy life. Like purposely is downing his fucking cough syrup to make himself dumber, so he can be happier with life.
What an admirable man, this person. I mean, like bowing out gracefully, like, but not like jumping off a bridge. Just like, like I don't want to know about all this.
No, he's like, I'm happier now. I hear shit. It doesn't make me upset. I'm just like cool with it. I'm like, bro, that is like on the one hand admirable, and on the like next, that's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard, man. I'm just gonna tank my own brain power because I can't handle this.
There's some billionaire out there who's like, this would be a great idea. We should get everybody. Everybody will give them injections of what DXM cough syrup, whatever. Like, yeah. We'll just like start spraying it. It'll be like chemtrails. Just all these
dextromethorphan.
Bunch of idiots out here. Be perfect. We'll rule the world.
You think that's the new world order plan? Just get people like DXM'd out.
It's actually how I'm going to get new listeners for the show. Is I'm just going to like, hey, nice to meet you. Like, whoa, hey, listen to our podcast. Oh, okay.
It's dextromorphan. Awesome. Enjoy the shadow people in your walls. Just run away. Oh, fuck.
Your only escape is to listen to this low grade comedy podcast. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Have you heard the news about Snoop Dogg? I mean, he's big again, right? Like he's big in the Super Bowl halftime show really brought him back because he's really, he's killing it with the halftime. He's in Skip the Dishes commercials up here.
Oh, is he?
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen that.
Something, it's skip time, something like that. I don't know. It's some vibe for yet another delivery service. But he bought Death Row. He's like the owner of Death Row Records now.
Oh, okay.
Life has come full circle. So he's
kidding.
He's finally brought it back around to ownership. I mean, that's the dream, right?
Yeah, own your own shit, bro.
Yeah, own the company you started with. You might have missed this part of the announcement. Since buying Death Row, Snoop is planning for the label to become. Take a guess. I would like you to try to telepathically read what I'm about to tell you.
His new name, like the new name of the label.
What he's planning to do with the music label.
Like I don't know. I have no fucking idea, bro. What's he doing?
What else does anybody on earth do right now? Planning to make it the first NFT music label.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude.
And put their artists through the metaverse. As he says, he's breaking ground again. He upset the establishment 30 years ago. Now he's what?
Here's the problem with this shit. There's no downside for him doing this.
Yes. Right.
He just like, I'm gonna put it out there. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Who gives a fuck? The metaverse fails.
It's a little lost coin. Yeah. Like
if that shit does work, go into my fucking like Starbucks, Facebook, McDonald's app and like inside the fucking metaverse and get met with Snoop Dogg and all the artists like dancing around Coachella style.
Did we not just talk a little?
Cash, bro.
Wasn't a few episodes ago we were talking about the fact that he already owns like massive swaths of quote unquote real estate, and that people pay premiums to somehow live next to him in a place that doesn't exist?
Oh God.
So the legendary rapper has outlined the big plans he has for his previous label home, including taking it to the multiverse. I think they made metaverse in this article, and transforming it into an NFT fixture. There's also a little bit of a potential beef in the article, by the way. In part of doing this, he took down all of the old Death Row records like Doggy Style and The Chronic and stuff like that off streaming services temporarily. Apparently, they're coming back. I didn't notice actually it's not on Spotify now, but
okay.
He said that he's doing this to The Chronic, and Dre then said like, no, like The Chronic's still 100% mine. And Snoop was like, no, it belongs to the catalog of the label. So I'm like, ooh.
Oh shit.
Beefing again?
Beef between old friends. Oh. See, man, this is the thing. I'm worried about getting big, bro. Cause like you got all these files on your computer. You're gonna be like, listen, Matt.
I own everything. I don't fucking need you. Some like, the social network, like Zuckerberg shit. Like
fucking hell, man.
Storming out. Like
it's a concern. It's a concern.
Yeah, when one day when you come out and you're like, all the best jokes were mine, but I have all the files. I'll see you in court.
Take you down. Now, you strike me as the type you wouldn't do that. You seem like a pretty 50-50 kind of guy, but we'll see when the numbers get a little bigger.
I've cultivated a perfect cover persona. Now he shall be too trusting with me going into the future.
Yo, so I just want to fucking rant about this for a second. I know you agree.
You welcome to. This is your show.
Going to Medieval Times for my mom's 50th birthday next weekend, right? So we bought some tickets online here.
Happy birthday, Tracy. Happy 50th birthday, Tracy.
Shout out to my mom's. She had me when she was young. Whore. Jesus Christ. Now.
Whoa.
I'm kidding. I love
birthday.
My mom. So we're buying tickets online.
Yeah, there you go.
And we go to the website or whatever, and we see it's on sale, right? I'm like, that's fucking perfect. Get a discount. It's expensive. That lines up excellently. Let's get it. Okay, cool. So we get the fucking tickets or whatever. Boom, you get to the checkout point. You're hit with some service fees. It's basically the difference of what was on sale. You get charged in a service fee. Yeah. And they're like, oh, yeah, here you go. Sorry about that. Do you still want to purchase this? You're like, fuck you guys. Like, dude, bro, like that shit, nothing enrages me more than an additional $15 charge that comes on at the end for literally doing nothing.
Medieval Times. Were you going through like a website? Was this like Ticketmaster or something?
It's their website itself.
Oh, so they themselves, it's not even like one of those gouging fucking
that's what I'm saying,
companies. Bro. Oh, that's standard practice now, is it? Eh? You sell
I don't know if it's because of COVID or it takes more gas to ship the horses across the fucking parking lot or what it is, but
must order more horses.
Service fee.
Horse import fees. Ah, fuck.
Bastards.
Yeah, no, that's like, bullshit. Everywhere you go now, it's
for everything.
Like, how you tell me anything? Nothing is affordable anymore.
It sucks being 30 years old and an adult. I want to be a child right now. Actually, wait, no, I don't. The world would probably be terrible when they're old. Never mind.
Yeah, we might
at a great age
just slide in.
That's what I'm saying. We might just miss all the terrible shit.
The garage door is closing, and we're just gonna be the one who's just like rolls right under before it shuts. Like,
oh yeah, slide right out. Sucks to be those guys.
I'm 85 and the world's ending. Yes, nice.
Yeah, my lungs suck. I can't wait to be like 85. The world's like hot and humid. I can't breathe anymore. Just like fucking rolling around with an oxygen tank. Like,
Yeah, man. It's gonna be good times. I started watching on Netflix. This is sort of a ranty thought as well, I suppose. But the Ukrainian president's TV show is on Netflix.
oh, really?
His
Of course it
original,
is.
which of course Netflix is just like capitalized. Like it's a war is never a bad
100%.
time. It's not a bad time to make some views, right?
Oh, Jesus Christ. War
Of
never
course,
changes,
I recognize that. I recognize that. But I was sitting down to eat with some food, and it was that moment where like I have to pick right now. You know what I mean? Like I got hot food. I'm ready to go. So it was there, and I was like, "Fuck it, let's see. Let's just see what it's like." Right? And I expected it. It's a subtitle show, obviously, which I've learned to love that kind of stuff. So I sat down to watch it, and I'm like, I'm probably gonna watch half an episode, be done my food, and be like, and just never watch it again. It's actually a pretty good show.
Okay, is it funny? Is it funny?
Yes.
Not speaking the language? Yes.
Yes,
Then it's good writing.
It's got genuinely funny jokes. It's kind of like, you've never watched Veep, but it's kind of like a Ukrainian Veep. Like, and of course I've smoked one when I've done this, right? So suddenly the blending of the premise of the show and the real world starts to like fuck with my head. And I don't know if anybody else watched it would say the same thing, but the show is about a regular guy who accidentally becomes president of Ukraine, right? And then it's him going through the process of becoming the president. And then to realize that the actor himself actually then ran for the president of actual Ukraine and won. And now, after all these years, is like be a besieged leader during a war who's like standing up against like Putin and stuff. It's really fucking weird to watch the show and have them be like, Mr. President, and he's like joking around and stuff. And then your head's like, oh, this guy ends up like getting attacked. Like, no, that guy doesn't because he's a fictional character, but the guy who's playing him does because he ends up in the same actual real life role.
So if he's the Ukrainian president, he must have interactions with Putin, or there's mentions of it in the show. There has to be.
Yeah,
That's
there's
jokes.
There's fucking Putin
there has
jokes
to be.
and shit. There's literally jokes about them being like the kind of watches he wears. He does like a mock. There's a scene where, because I've watched like 5-6 episodes now, I'm into it. There's a scene where they're doing like a pretend thing. So they're like, they got actors playing all the different leaders of the world. And he's like, you're going to meet them. And when you meet them, you'll say this, blah, 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 blah. And yeah, there's like a Putin with a bad haircut, like this like little gnomey looking dude. And I'm like, it was like,
so they even like
6-7 years ago. That's what I mean. And it's like, so there's such a weird, I actually like would encourage anybody to watch it because it's actually funny, but it's just, there's something very, very perceptually hard to like keep up with considering the fiction and the reality.
Yeah, what's like just really going on right now?
Fuck yeah, it's like and because it's like how close they are, it's too much. It's like something that was never meant to happen. You know, like imagine Donald Trump before became president, like instead of doing The Apprentice and all that shit, like had a show where he ran for president and then was it was like the central character of The West Wing. You know
what? We're already living in that kind of fucked up reality, dude. Because I saw some shit where like Trump fucking like it was asking Kid Rock for, what should we do with North Korea and fucking the Islamic State, bro. I came across this article, I was dying. So like not like a serious like this was killing me because it was obviously like in passing, like Kid Rock was visiting the fucking White House and Donnie was like, hey, so like what do you think we should do? Like jokingly, right? But then I really thought about it and I'm like, it's kind of where we're at right now anyway. Like he probably isn't really that much of a fucking joke, dude.
It's a quality of leadership we have. And I mean, the Zelensky, the Ukrainian guy, it's like, he's actually like a good leader. It seems like he's actually like inspired his people and all this shit. Right. Which is,
it seems to be.
And it's like, he was a comedian. It's like, it's not like Donald Trump wasn't a politician. He was like a business dude who got into it. And this, like, people come from, it's got nothing to do with people come from. It seems like we got no good leaders in any country. This country, like we've talked about a bunch of times, a selection of asshats that we have here too. None of them are ever just like normal people. You know, they're all like robots and weird like businessmen and lawyers and shit. It's like, I don't know.
I don't get it, bro. It always seems like you got to pick the lesser of the evils from like what your point of view is. It never seems to be like, yo, this guy, I have faith in this dude. He seems legit.
Yeah.
It's always just like, you're not
Like,
that bad. And this dude, I don't really like you because
anybody-
I've been fed this stream of media. You know,
we should have there should be like a competition. Like every election cycle, there's all the parties can put their own people, but then there's like a special, it's like the wild card slot in sports, you know, like there's all the people who are the leaders of their teams. They all won their divisions. They all became the leaders of their parties. Fine. Okay. But one person's got to make the playoffs who's a complete wild card from all the rest, the best of all the rest. And that means every other person in the country, the best of that you can come up with gets to run as well, free of charge. Doesn't have to signatures, nothing. It gets a competition show, and then you put that guy on the stage with all the other people. That's your wild card selection. They're gonna win a chip eventually.
I think we should just nominate Kid Rock right off the hop, dude.
Can't do that here. He's not Canadian. Who do we have here?
No, not here though. This is for America. It's for America. For here
Sure.
though, okay. Who's our Canadian Kid Rock?
Oh, we don't have personalities like that up here usually, do we?
Are you kidding me, dude? Have you been in Northern Ontario?
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. It's not, you don't have to go that far. I mean, have you been to Burlington? Like,
fuck Burlington.
It's your weekly reminder to fuck Burlington.
That's hilarious.
Fuck. What do you got?
That's funny as fuck. Toronto police officer has been rushed to hospital with serious injuries after he accidentally shot himself in the hand and leg.
Nice.
Happened while officers were in the area of Fairview Mall, located at the intersection of Don Mills Road and Shepherd Avenue East.
Did you hear this ringing out?
I did not hear the gunshots, unfortunately. Yeah, that's really my neck of the woods. Now, a spokesperson for Toronto police said the officer was taken to hospital in serious but non-threatening life conditions following the accidental discharge. His condition is listed as stable. Quote, no one else was injured and the matter is being investigated by professional standards. Professional standards, eh? Professional fucking standards, eh?
It's almost like a cheap shot, like them. Like, we're investigating with professional standards because this motherfucker had no professional standards at all.
Wow. Oh, bro, like your hand and your fucking how do you shoot yourself in the hand?
Shot himself in the hand and the leg?
Because like that would mean that he probably shot the other hand. So it's not like did he shoot himself when he drew it? Like
I'm imagining some Three Stooges sort of like like the gun bobbling in the air, like whoa,
drops it and tries to catch it and shoots himself.
Yeah, like hits him in the hand, shoots himself in the hand. Oh shit! Fumbles it, bounces off, hits him in the leg. Like,
can you imagine if you're a fucking criminal? So cop pulls the gun, is like freeze, and just shoots himself. Like, would you like give him like a Nelson and like take off? Like,
I think you'd probably just be like, fuck, this is you're the one criminal who gets this kind of getaway. Like, fuck it. Can't catch me now. I'll be gone.
Yeah, it's like the guy who like can't even run that fast. It's like it's me. It's like out of shape. Like, oh, fuck. Okay, just take off.
Shuffling down the subway station. Like,
would they let me go? Like, are they gonna pull the tape? I guess it depends what I did, right?
Yeah. I don't think there's. Do you think police would do a better job if there was a clause in our legal system that it was like, if you fuck up, then the other person gets to go completely free? So like, if you like excessive force or something, they're like, whatever that person did, they get to walk. That's it. Like,
that's it.
Shoot yourself in the leg, whoever you chased, like null and void. Bye. Okay, so that'd be a slippery slope because to get to the point that would like people would be trying to argue like the next step of it. You know what I mean? And we'd be getting some ridiculous fucking arguments in court from people. Like, he was drinking a Slurpee, he wasn't paying attention. You can't arrest me for pedophilia. Like, the cop he wasn't watching. Wow, you are a natural lawyer. You know that?
Well, there's so many. That's what I'm saying. There's so many fucking stupid legal technicalities that shit gets off that you see that you're like, well, according to the legal system, actually he's due to get released. Like, we fucked up.
Yeah. I think it only seems fair. I think it only seems fair that if you fuck up bad enough at that point, like if you work in a McDonald's and you fumbled a drink over the counter or something, you probably give them something for free, right?
You just give them a
Same
new drink,
principle,
bro. That's
right.
that.
I'm running for my freedom. You fuck up, I get my freedom. Gym
Fair
class
enough.
rules, you know?
Pull a gun on me. That's all right. Shoot yourself. I'm going away. I'm out of here. I'm out of here.
Mustafa Sheriff is 26 years old. He owns 4 properties in the GTA, plus 2 in cottage country. And he has a simple message for other millennials who are losing hope of ever owning a home in Toronto's red hot real estate market. Thank God. I have lost hope. I have completely lost hope.
I'm gonna need a little bit of
Tell us
support
more.
here. Tell
us more. Tell us. Share your wisdom with me. I must know. Lowering expectations was just one of his strategies. Ain't that the truth in life? All we have to do is lower our expectations and we'll all be happier.
Hey guys, you want to buy a home? Lower your expectations. Now,
I'm being so fucking picky. Like, I want a working toilet and fuck, I want my sink nut to break every few weeks. Lower your expectations. So I'm gonna have to pull my bid on Drake's house, first of all. You know, his little triplex there in California.
Like, you got a mansion to show me?
Well, no, if I'm following Mustafa's advice, I gotta lower my expectations, which means maybe I'll just buy one of the B houses on his little end of the block trifecta house. You know, so I'm just lowering my expectations. The big misconception is people want to get a nice home to live in straight away, but that's not always the case. Fuck me, right? I bought this house because I wanted to live in it. I mean,
fuck my needs.
Whoa,
live in a shoebox.
What an idiotic thought that was. Oh, I should have bought a house. I should have bought a house to not live in. That's what made more sense. If you can, buy it at the lower end and rent it. It goes step by step. There's a procedure to it. Oh, big brain. Here we go. It was definitely tough for years, but I just looked at the end goal, says Sheriff, who graduated in 2017, having accrued significant savings, mainly by living at home. Say the line, Bart. Say the line.
Fuck's sakes. That's the thing, right? Like, you need to have some sort of capital or an advantage at this point. So many people just don't. Right. So you're effectively you're priced out. You just can never.
There's always the second piece to this wise strategy. Kelsey Schramm, a sales representative with Royal LePage, said buying a first property isn't as bad as it seems. Oh, all my worries and hopes have been restored. I mean, and don't be afraid to ask family for help with the down payment, she says. It can be an investment for them too. God damn it.
There's a different reality that people are living in. But this is the thing though, the people that write these articles from this perspective, they don't write this, but they implicitly,
this is
give
a paid
it off.
thing.
And that's
not. It's just not like you paid somebody to write this article about you.
100%. But there's these guys have this understanding that they don't even need to say it, but it's that if you can't afford a home, I'm not even talking to you. I'm talking to the people that have money, but are I can't afford it. Yeah, we're trying to squeeze dollars out of you. But they just implicitly acknowledge that a lot of people that are working regular fucking jobs, I'm not talking to you. You can't buy a home.
So this guy's just I paid this person to write an article about me just to speak to fellow non-poors, right? I don't give a fuck about you working class people. I want people with money to know I own a bunch of shit because I'm apparently the smartest man alive.
Yeah, so, well, they now want to look down on people that don't have the same opportunities and be like, just do this. It's easy. It's bro, it's not easy.
I mean, all I had to do was buy a house I didn't want to live in and then buy another house later. So the problem is that I'm trying to buy one home. I want one singular home when I really should have been aiming to have 2 homes. That's my issue, right?
I should have been I should have had eyes on being a landlord mogul in my neighborhood rather than finding my own home.
So I need to lower my expectations, but I also need to think bigger, right?
Jesus Christ.
I need to think bigger with lower expectations so I can fill more with less.
Absolutely. That means that the entire mindset now when you come out isn't just buy your home, it's run your neighborhood. You need to buy all the homes so that you can afford to be the one guy that can have the home.
Oh, that's Drizzy thinking, right? Don't just own the home, own the houses next to you.
Because it's the only way.
3. Right.
Because even if you have help from your parents and a down payment to help you buy your home, you need to get the block because you still can't afford to buy your home.
There still might be non-desirables next to you, so you must buffer yourself from the rest of the world.
Just buy everything and then rent it out to people that you approve of.
Right. Right.
Like when we were in college, all the fucking things would be like girls only on the fucking listings, like females only for college students. Like you smashed my house. I'm like, fuck you, asshole.
Sure, we would have, but no,
probably. I threw oranges at the walls. I don't want to really destroy anything else.
Yeah, you did.
I'm not
admitting it. No, keep admitting.
I'm not like a punch a hole in the fucking wall kind of guy. You know what I mean? I'm more of a be silly within the walls kind of guy. Clean up after.
What do you remember about? What do you find most fond about Matt? His excellent nose and his ability to have fun within the walls of his house. That's what I remember most about
he's
him.
never breaking down the barriers, you know, but he's happily content inside of his
having a good
prison.
time. He's having a good time. He's you know, but he's not pressing the boundaries, let's say.
Keeping it in check. Keeping it in check, man. Check this out. This is pretty cool, actually. In the first study of its kind, scientists were able to communicate with a late-stage ALS patient using a brain implant and neural signals.
Oh.
Among the few requests he painstakingly communicated, this guy asked the doctors to play him some fucking Tool. He's like, let me hear some Tool, bro. All right,
man,
so check
has
this
preferences? Sure, yeah. Like
a 36-year-old man with ALS started working with a research team at Germany's University of Tübingen in 2018 when he could still move his eyes. So at the time, he expressed his desire to undergo an invasive implantation procedure in order to continue communicating with his family. After his wife and sister consented to the surgery, researchers inserted electrode arrays into the portion of the brain that controls movement. Now, following several months of unsuccessful efforts to effectively communicate with the patient, the team turned to Neurofeedback, which is a process which science.org says a person attempts to modify their brain signals while getting a real-time measure of whether they are succeeding. So basically, because this guy can't move, they're using your brain signals to give them feedback on, like, if they ask you like a yes or no question, they can like see a brain wave move.
They map it and are like, that's where.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah, I got you.
So rather than like before when he still had eye movement where like they could put things on a screen and he could like move his eyes like yes or no or something.
Yeah.
Correct. So this is the next stage of that, right?
Oh, okay.
So by employing audible tones that the patient could modify, researchers were able to work out a system in which the patient could communicate entire sentences with some level of reliability. Many of the man's attempts failed, but over the course of a year, he was able to communicate dozens of thoughts, including, I love my cool son, and I would like to listen to the album by Tool, loud.
Oh, now, man.
Scientists say that his ability to spell has diminished, most likely due to scar tissue surrounding the implant, in addition to, quote, cognitive factors. Right. And he mostly communicates through yes or no questions. So this guy isn't having full out conversations with people.
So it works, but it doesn't, because it's a new technology, it doesn't have staying power. Like,
correct. They're still at the forefront, and like he's still using like yes or no questions, but with
like
those audible
the fact
tones.
that it works is like, this guy's the first step to like 50 years from now being like, he's brain dead. Like, no, he's not. He's, talking shit about the Knicks. Like,
fuck you. He's like the next level of Stephen Hawking, like he like kept going.
Well, like what they used for Hawking and stuff like that, like was revolutionary and all that. The fact that like he lived such a full life despite his condition is like a miracle of medical science and technology. Like, yeah, this guy is like the first, like he's like proof of cause, right? Like it's actually possible to do this. Like, and then people seriously, we're gonna end up like brain implanting people, and they're gonna just do nothing but like gossip and talk shit. Like, really? Like, what we get out of you?
This is like how Professor X gets made, bro. It's gonna be some like ALS guy in a wheelchair that's like can still roll around, but he's the smartest, like some Stephen Hawking shit, straight up.
But it's like the brain implant. That's what Elon Musk is looking for. He wants like Superman telepathic shit. It's just like frying monkeys is pretty much all he's doing.
Bro, are we going to get to that point? It's not that we evolved, like we create the evolution of having that fucking telepathic power.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. I never thought
like,
I've read
books. I've read books about that shit where they're like, it's like the symbiote. It's not that like some people are like, oh, robots will replace everything about humans and all that stuff. And like, they'll kill every human and it'll, that kind of stuff. But then there's the more likely scenario is that exactly that we're not going to create robots smarter than ourselves that do that, because in being passed by robots, we're going to want to keep up, which means we're going to start trying to editing ourselves. And like, that's why there's brain implants and, all this shit. Like, it is the next evolution of people is going to be something manufactured, right? Because fucked if we're going to give up the planet to a bunch of fucking like AIs and shit. Like, fuck that noise. Like, I want to be the robot.
Put me in my robot suit. You know what I'm saying? Give me my fucking
my exoskeleton just hopping over fucking buildings, throwing cars and shit. Fuck yeah.
Can you imagine, dude? And you go to like poor countries and they don't have exosuits. So you're like,
you literally just wrote the first few lines of like a crazy, like, sci-fi dystopian book that you could write.
That shit's been written probably multiple times.
Some guy right now listening, he's like, motherfucker, how do they?
Yeah, I'm getting sued in court. Somebody's drawing up the paperwork as we speak.
I have the manuscript right here. Oh, man.
I wrote this while I was on mushrooms in my mother's basement when I was 24. No one's picked it up quite yet, but he stole it from me.
I was ahead of my time. I was just really ahead of my time. A zodiac sign can reveal a lot about your personality, especially when it comes to how you communicate, particularly when it comes to texting. Whether it's texting on your cell or sending a DM, your astrological sign can guide whether you are quick to respond, need some time to think up the perfect response, or prefer to leave someone on red. Astrologer Nina Khan teamed up with Messenger, yes, that Messenger, Facebook, basically, to reveal which zodiac signs are the best and worst communicators. I mean, you're giving me brain implants, but I'm giving you the real shit right here.
Mm-hmm. So because my parents fucked in a different month, I have different telepathic powers and shit, eh?
Right. Exactly. Now, what are you? What's your
Sagittarius.
Sign? You're a Sagittarius. So I'll get you started right off the bat here. Sagittarius, this is your indications of your communication and texting. All right. Free-spirited Sagittarians. I don't think I've ever heard Sagittarius.
Never heard that either. That's a word.
Yeah, Sagittarius. It's so long that I have to sound it out like I'm in the third grade. Free-spirited Sagittarians love to travel and connect with all different types of people, it sounds like you. So they often have friends all over the globe, absolutely you, which makes virtual communication an extremely important part of their lives. All right. So far, How are we feeling?
So far, except like I've met these people through the internet. It's not like I've traveled around and been like, hello, my friend in Italy. We'll keep up on the internet.
Okay, there you go. Whether they're organizing a last minute vacation in a group chat, swapping book recommendations with an old lover from abroad.
What the fuck?
Or video calling a friend in another time zone without warning.
Buddy.
All right, same time zone. We're right down the road.
True.
Yes, they're spontaneous like that. You've always been.
Just get out there, just go for it.
These fun-loving fire signs are always swapping information or ideas with someone. So it's a little hit or miss, that one, I think.
That's a little hit or miss. I keep to myself sometimes. And then other times I don't shut the fuck up. I'm like motor mouth. That's
why we have a podcast where we talk once a week for an hour.
It works.
And give it to people to hear. It's all about the vibes. So does that feel similar to you?
For a little bit, except for the whole like I travel globally to like keep up with people. Like, no, that shit doesn't.
Does Haley know that you're swapping book recommendations with an old lover from overseas? I mean,
from overseas,
your Italian
I've been overseas
girlfriend
like twice. So this horoscope is obviously written. Okay, people that read horoscopes have money. Okay, and this horoscope right here. You got to have money to even participate. How the fuck am I supposed to travel abroad if I'm a regular ass dude that can't afford to buy a house and need to be a fucking housing mogul to even live?
Sagittarians are always such great influencers. They get the most likes on social media. Like, wait.
You seen the price of gas on fucking plane tickets now?
Yeah.
Kidding me? Think I'm just flying to Italy to give a book recommendation to people?
Dude. Where are you going? I got to go to Paloma, I got to see Francesca. She needs a book. We're chatting it up online. Let's go swing by, honey. I'll be right back. I'll be back in a day and a half. Now, Cancer, you're a fire sign.
Yes, I believe. I think someone
I'm
told me that in the past.
I'm a water sign. I
Oh,
mean,
man, symbiosis.
perfectly balanced, this show. Excellent. It's good to know. I mean, now I'm starting to believe it. But cancers are the singular sign ruled by the moon. Let's put one up there for the moon, homie.
Shout out to the moon.
My one and only. My one and only.
Keep my tides in check.
AKA the planet that's associated with our emotions. That's part of what makes them so sentimental about their connections with people. It's true. I love to love. These sensitive water signs rarely delete their messages, as they know someday they'll want to wistfully reread their archived conversations and then expose people for the weird shit that they said online in the internet.
And then accidentally delete their hard drive and lose everything.
They love digging through old photos and sharing rose-colored memories with the people they care about. That's this guy right here, you know?
Nostalgia goggles 101.
I mean, how often am I just, you just wake up in the morning wake up at noon, open your phone, and I'm just sending you another, hashtag TBT, 10 years ago now, man, besties all the time. I'd love to do that.
The reality is more like you wake up at 7 a.m. and find out something I just sent you about, like a guy who shits his pants and has to go to work.
Yeah,
that's more reality.
It's more accurate. I feel like maybe the our heavenly bodies are out of sync on these. I'm not feeling very connected to mine either. Yeah, I keep every text message anyone has ever sent me in a little folder. I copy and paste them to a big Microsoft Word document, and I print them out and I put them in a binder.
People I want to kill and people I don't want to kill.
Yeah, that's what I do. I'm sentimental. I like to keep them for
my
later.
Bookshelf. Can you imagine you at somebody's crib and they have text messages printed out in a binder? They like open up and read through them. And this is when we went for lunch. He had a Santa Fe chicken sandwich.
Like you're acting. Santa Fe chicken sandwich. I can go for one.
Oh, shout out Lone Star.
Yeah. I can't believe you actually know that. Did I take you there for that or something like that?
I had one. Yeah, I wanted to order one yesterday. They didn't have them.
When I worked there, the summer I worked there as a dishwasher, I ate probably 50 of those fucking sandwiches. It was like the meal I would cash in every day for lunch break. Thank you. Give me another. Shout out Lone Star's Santa Fe chicken sandwich.
Yeah, spend a half an hour of my wage on one of those sandwiches, please. They're so good. I'll scrub for another 30 minutes, sir.
Anything for the Santa Fe.
It's hilarious.
Dr. Matt, I have a person in need.
Oh, excellent.
How do I step back from a lifelong friendship with my, quote, best friend since middle school? We're now in our early mid-70s. As young working women, we supported each other through marriages, childbirth, babies, divorce, the death of her spouse, estrangement of our children. However, she overshared about her personal physical issues, her youthful sex life, current toilet issues, and a yeast infection. She remarried years ago to a difficult and rude man. They moved some distance away, and I haven't seen her for several years. Then she suffered a stroke. She's now unable to use her iPad and converse fairly normally, and also can no longer drive. We chat on FaceTime weekly, and her husband sits right next to her the whole time. I don't share personal matters with her anymore. I've grieved losing the strong, capable woman she was. She emails far too many jokes and cartoons, which I just delete. Matt,
This is your friend from like your 20s and your 70s. You guys have been friends for like 50 years
of friendship. All she sends me is fucking cat memes now.
She's losing it. She's fucking losing it. Yo, man, no, this is an OG. If I hit 70 and we're still kicking all the time, I don't give a fuck what you're sending me. I'm gonna look at it. I might laugh it off, but I'm not gonna be like, I can't be friends with this guy anymore. You talking about you made 50 years with this person?
Now, she's also had a stroke and can't communicate well. So this woman's like, I can't deal with it. So just so you know, Matt, if you have a stroke in your 70s and you're just like fucking, you just can't keep up with this. Like if you can't bounce back and forth on the pod in your 70s,
here's the thing. If we're like kind of buddies down at the bridge club and like we can't communicate anymore, I don't have to, do anything with you. I can
just
move on.
exit slowly? Just
exactly right on the left side. They can't see you. They're paralyzed there. But like, if you get a friend for 50 years though, that's your homie, man. I'm going to coffee with you. I'm bringing you when you're having stroke and you're just like, can't talk. I'm like, all right, man, I'll get you at the house. You know what I'm saying? At that point, like, you got to ride with that person. That's fucking this bitch. Fuck this bitter old bitch. Who gives a fuck? Yo, man, if who else is that woman gonna tell about her fucking yeast infection? Her husband? He's gonna be like, shut the fuck up. Yo, she needs somebody to tell that shit to. You know what I mean? That's her day one.
That's true. Bad friend.
Vile.
Bad friend.
If she met, like I said, if she met her down at the shuffleboard, spot outside in fucking Cuba on like a resort thing, and she's been talking for like a year, yeah, fuck yeah, cut her out of your life. You don't need another stroke victim you got to take care of.
This is OG
50-year friendship.
50-year friendship. Like,
that hurts, bro. That hurts to read.
Yeah,
that's sad. That's sad, man.
I'm reassured by your answer. It's, just to know that we're a couple of old fucking farts yelling into microphones in 40 years. You still got me, homie. You still got me.
Yeah, dude. Like, I don't know. That's a different category of friendship. You know what I mean? Like, that comes with some extra like responsibility. Now, if the person's like treating you like shit, that's different. But if they're just like kind of losing it a little bit, you just got to put up with it. Sucks, but it is what it is.
You got a good heart. Got a heart of gold.
Thanks.
My co-host with the heart of gold.
Heart of gold. So booting up Madden the other day, bro. I fucking hate where we're at with like modern games now, and like the amount of bloatware and shit like that. The amount of like wait for your download to play your fucking game.
Do tell. I'm gonna have to follow the premise here.
Okay, everything about games right now just feels like it's getting worse on the consumer side, other than the game itself. The games are getting better. I'm not saying they're not. Like, let's be real here. But when it comes to like
marginally better, but like
graphics, you're right. Okay, fair enough.
Sure.
But anyway, point being is, you used to go to fucking Walmart, walk in, buy a game, come home, put it in, and I'm playing that shit. It's got all the fucking features, everything you want. Like, for example, you're playing Madden 2005 with Ray Lewis on the cover back in the day.
Yeah.
You get the fucking franchise mode. You got all these like wicked little features. Then they eventually strip them away and then slowly re-release them to you, right? So you've lost that, and they slowly kind of feed it back to you.
Sure.
Then there's also the whole like aspect of just, putting it in and being able to play immediately and not having to deal with waiting fucking to download your shit, taking fucking 40 minutes or whatever, depending on your old ass internet. Then on top of that, I plug Madden in now. Shit all gets loaded up. I'm ready to fucking play it. I'm met with like 40 fucking cutscenes. Like, hey, play the Super Bowl against the Chiefs.
With the first time you start the game, it forces you to play through. Yeah, like, fuck
then it puts
off.
me through another fucking menu of like, this is how to spend money on Ultimate Team. And this is like, yo, what the fuck is this shit? I'm just trying to turn the game on and fucking play it. And I got to spend like, I think it was like 20 minutes after I realized, like, what am I doing? Like,
it has pop-up ads, right? Like Madden has pop-up ads where every time you start the game, I have never played, for people who don't play sports games now, they maybe don't know this, but like a predominant feature of all sports games now are these card games where you buy packs. Of course, this involves real money or grinding for hours to unlock them. You buy these packs, and then the packs give you random. It's like literally like buying trading cards, but virtual. And then you build a team with the people you get. It's in fucking FIFA, the soccer. It's in NBA. It's in Madden. It's in every game possible now. And now they do pop-up ads within the game, so you have to clear just to not participate in that at all. Like,
it's done. I know, so what you mean. Frustrating. It feels like as a consumer now, like my enjoyment of the product has gone down. The game is good. Like, it's not an indictment on the actual like gameplay.
It's also not like it's also not a good.
Fair enough.
Sports games are not that good. They're all bullshit. Like I've been playing Horizon. I don't know. You've been playing Elden Ring. I know, but when you get the chance, play the new Horizon. It's just one of those games that I'm like, this is a talented group of people have crafted something very, very high quality and thorough. And then I play Madden, and I'm like, they've made 30 of these games in 30 years. And like the sidelines during the games are still like cardboard cutout mechanical men, non-generic mechanical faces that just stand there and all clap in unison. And I'm like, you've made 30 of these games. You make one every year, and you still can't do like the finest details of the game are just there's not even refs. There's no refs on the field in Madden. When you play Madden.
Never noticed that. I've never noticed
no
that.
officials. There's the simple characters that they had 30 years ago are not in the game now. It is shamefully low effort.
Think about it, yo. You're playing online against some guy with some mad stick skills. He gets a hold of like Tyreek Hill, okay? And he's like making cuts in the open field, and there's a ref in the middle of the fucking field, dude. He like a juke a guy to his shoes and run into the fucking ref. That'd be hilarious, bro.
If I remember back in the day, they used to be like you just clip right through them, right? Like they were technically invisible physically. So like exactly that wouldn't happen because people would probably be raging. Although I think it'd be dope if you could just run right into a ref. Fuck yeah.
Fucking Joe Horn yourself.
At the longest yard, just fucking throwing right at him. Like
boom.
Yeah, it's a pure money grab. It's a sheer money grab through and through now. It's literally every year we release a full price game every year. We barely change anything. And then we just restart the cycle of the annual card game. And it's like, oh.
And that's the thing too, right? If you put money into your card game, like the Ultimate Team, then the new version comes out and then like people are playing online with your
start
so you
again.
have to get the new one, start again. Like, yo, fuck that shit, bro.
Well, it's like NBA 2K. You build a character. You only build them for one fucking year. And then the next year you got to start with a dead basic character and build them all the way up again. And it takes like hundreds of hours.
Yeah,
like
fuck that.
It's to me, it's like sports games are like shouldn't be legal, like to do that to people, to basically be like, you have 1 year to dedicate yourself to building something that will cost you hundreds of hours of your life to do in full. And then 12 months later, we'll release a brand new thing. You'll have to do it again and we'll squeeze you again. It's like predatory.
But the thing is, even buying the game itself is predatory because you're not buying the game. You buy a license to play it that they can revoke at any time they want. If you read the fine print, that's what's up. Like they can remove
like an
that shit from
NFT.
Yeah, bro. They can like on the store, they can remove something at any time and then be like, revoke your shit. You don't own it. You own like a license to play it.
Right, because we don't have physical copies anymore. I was thinking about that. I was at the mall a week ago and I walked past an EB Games and I'm like, you know what? I have not bought a physical disc for my PlayStation in 5 years. Like every game I bought, I've bought digitally and downloaded. Like
I got the disc drive version of the PS5 so that if there was any shit from before that I ever wanted to play, if they make stuff backwards compatible or anything, then I can. Like PS4 games too as well, right? Just in case. But I buy everything digital now, bro. It's just easier. It's just easier.
Sure. I use Uber Eats all the time because some motherfucker will literally walk a burger to my door and put it down and go, here you go. Like,
we are handing our rights away, bro. We are giving it away.
Well, we're the fucking freedom's going away. Now I'm starting to get it. Now I'm starting to really get it. You know what I mean? So, all right, I got a study for you here to get us towards the ending here. A minority of highly active users produce the vast majority of tweets from U.S. adults, according to a recent Pew Research Center study. I'm a big Pew head. But what about adult Twitter users who tweet relatively infrequently? Who are they and how do they use the site? Here are 5 facts about so-called Twitter lurkers based on the center's recent study. So I think it's interesting because you and me, between the two of us, I've tweeted 12,000 times and you've lurked. So yeah, it must say something about us.
Yeah. Yeah, it says a lot.
Says a lot, Dan. Just snide. Just sit there. I have a need to be heard. Okay. Number 1, roughly half of US adults who use Twitter, 49%, post fewer than 5 tweets per month. Do you think you're over 5 a month right now?
I'd say I'm over 5, but I'm like not far over 5.
It's like you're in like the 7 category, you know?
Yeah, somewhere around there. Like a tweet every like 4 or 5 days kind of thing.
Demographically, this group is largely defined by its age. Around 6 in 10 infrequent tweeters are ages 30 to 49. There you go. You're just qualified to that category. Nearly double the share among more active tweeters. By contrast, adults under 30 count for just 14% of lurkers, but make up 41% of more active users. I started when I was under 30. I mean, you know, I got hooked young.
Twitter won't exist when we're on the other end of that spectrum.
Yeah, probably. Like, oh, thank God. since you can't delete your own tweets like we've been over this.
Thank fucking God, bro.
The whole thing just crashes and fucking destroys itself.
Saves us all some problems.
Lurkers are also not significantly different from more active tweeters when it comes to factors such as gender, party affiliation, educational attainment, or race. So this is like a non-age group, maybe is a little more, but every other identifying factor, lurkers going to lurk, man. They come
Lurkers just going to fucking chill in the background, man.
Yeah.
Snake out and then make one offhand comment in some thread and get fucking ratioed. That's how Twitter works. That's Twitter in a nutshell, man. You see these guys like pop out with like 5 followers, say some like outlandish shit. And you're like, what the fuck, man? Like,
my favorite game on Twitter is when I see an outrageous comment to click the profile and then go just scroll through the other things that they are commenting on.
Just
Twitter.
take a look, see if they're that kind of person. Like you see if it's a troll. Like sometimes it's just some dude that's just out of pocket. You're like, whoa,
something
Jim,
angry,
what's going on, man?
Something angry about politics or sports every 3.5 hours to no likes, no engagement, nothing. Just doop, 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 doop. Like, oh, this is a good look.
You're watching a guy lose his mind in real time. Like, it's crazy, man. It's fucking, there's like timestamps and everything.
Twitter should have Twitter needs like an automatic function that if you do that, it uses like AI bots to like read your tweets and like decipher what they mean. And then if that's how you tweet and that's all you get out of it,
like just feeds you a message, be like, dog, chill the fuck out.
Like you're a local therapist geographically located near your GPS spot. Like, okay. Like you need someone to talk to. Big a deal. Number 2, lurkers report visiting Twitter site less frequently than more active tweeters. That's pretty much unsurprising.
That's like a very comment. Yeah.
I'm not addicted to this, so I don't go back to it all the time.
The guy who doesn't tweet nearly as much, doesn't open the app as much. I can see that.
Oh, Confucius. The one who does not tweet as much, does not open app as much.
Wisdom.
Around 1 in 5 lurkers, 21%, say they visit the site every day, compared with 55% of more active tweeters. Another 38% of infrequent tweeters say they visit weekly, if not daily. The remaining 41% say they visit only a few times a month or less.
Okay. I mean, you have to encompass everything, right? I'm in the upper end of that. Like I go on it either every day or every other day, I would say. Because I use it for sports news. That's really my thing.
It is good for that.
So that's why I'm on it a lot. That being said, I could definitely see people like checking in every once in a while if there's something they're trying to like keep up with, like an artist or something like that, but then never use the app again.
Yeah.
Because once you get into it, Twitter's its own like little ecosystem of insanity.
Well,
in some
what you
places,
just said, right,
you know.
is it's a good place to go get sports news, but it's really a good place to go get anything. It's a good
absolutely.
place. You want sports news, so you get sports news. Like whatever you want, and now they've changed the app to like things you seem to be interested in. They'll start dropping like other tweets from people you don't follow and be like, it's from this topic. Do you want to follow this topic and all that shit? So it's catering to people like that. But yeah, you can make it whatever you fucking want it to be, and then just close the bubble around yourself and be like, yes.
Now I'm insulated and safe.
Yeah. These little hearts. I love those little hearts. They make me feel so good.
I can say racist things now and nobody will hurt me here.
Hey, my anime display picture and my like.
Oh, Jesus Christ. The fucking
big brain
anime profile
bio.
pics. Oh
Big
my
brain,
God. The fucking
deep
coomers.
thinker. I'm a big deep thinker, question asker, truth seeker.
Truth seeker. Overall nice guy. My little pony picture.
Number 3, Twitter lurkers are more likely to use the platform to hear other points of view than more frequent tweeters. Oh, so the more you use it, the more the bubble closes, and the less you use it, the more you're out experimenting. A little taste of what's this? What's this community of thought over here?
Yeah, that definitely speaks to the algorithm, I would say, right? The more you engage with it, the more you become consumed by the algorithm, and then you're feeded that fucking, that filtered content.
This may be the biggest, most telling one of all. When asked whether they use the site to express their own opinions or to see what others are saying, 76% of lurkers say they use the platform primarily to see what others are saying. Only 6% use the platform primarily to express their own opinions.
Interesting. That sounds right, though. I mean, like, obviously a lurker's trying to they're not sharing that much, so they're not on there with the goal of just speaking. They're there to listen to other people. you know, get their sports news, get their fucking
Yeah.
whatever, right? Follow their artist they like or yada yada. So that makes sense.
I will say the more my Twitter has grown over the past few years, the more I tweet of my own accord outwards, and the less that I find that I'm interacting with people. And it's actually one of the reasons why I most times fucking hate Twitter now, because the broader it's gotten, the less, like, all the people I regularly talk to are people I met like 2 years ago or more. Like, there's not a lot of people I talk to on Twitter regularly or interact with regularly who I met like a month ago or 2 months ago. Very few.
You need to fucking expand your horizons there. No,
what I need to do is I need to unfollow like 2,000 people. And if they unfollow me back, because apparently that's like, there's this whole tit for tat. People like use follower trackers and like know exactly who unfollowed them and like, and all that shit.
Really?
Like, oh yeah. People like literally keep track. People take it personally. So like, I literally just need to like unfollow everyone that I haven't talked to, and like, just, I think the reason why I don't do that is because I know that in the communities that I'm in, it's a lot of following for following. So I'm like, if I do that, my follower number will drop. But it's so fucking petty though, right? Like, it's so petty. Why is there a little piece that actually cares?
Dog, you've been wrapped up.
Of course.
You've been consumed. You've been consumed.
Of course. We all have our little fucking, we're all indulging in one little something comfortable on the internet or the other. I think everybody is.
100%.
Some way. Most people do it. It's like Instagram. Scrolling Instagram makes them feel happy or something like that. Or like Twitter is my happy place. All right. It's where I get my validation. It's where my quote unquote voice gets heard. It gets hurt too, but
I have a platform and I'm going to use it.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I get that. That's totally fair.
The study's fucking with my head, bro.
That's interesting though. Like I started using Twitter more and more, like actually in the past probably 6 months. I used to use it a lot when we were younger, but that's when I was like mass tweeting all the time. And then I just completely stopped. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? This is ridiculous. Right. So I deleted all that garbage bullshit. Like, you know what I mean? Even like talking about sports midway through games. I'm like, this is fucking irrelevant. Like, it's fucking stupid.
It's okay, bro. We've all been there.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So I just
all reactionary tweeted to the third quarter missed field goal. It happens.
Yeah, exactly. It's not even like some like big moment. It's like a moment in the game where it's like, yo, man, like I'm not even talking with anybody. It'd be different if I was in a thread or something, but I'm just like tweeting it out into my like 12 followers. The fuck is the point of this bullshit?
Yeah, you know what? Actually, and because I've been on it for a few years and people that I followed, like who have also kind of grown over that time, I've noticed the same thing about them. That the bigger they get, especially people who went from unverified to verified, because it's like literally like, it's just like an ego releasing.
I'm
like
in the club, like
yes, listen like, to what I have to say. Like
ripping out Vision Stone and fucking, Infinity War. Just
like you've completed your fucking gauntlets. Yeah, that's what it feels like. Like they're the same, right? They used to be more interactive with other people, and now they're more tweet a thought and wait for other people to interact with them. It's less like, hey, let's mingle, and more like, come to me. You know what I mean? So
yeah, dude, I could definitely see that shift in like, oh, that's fucking insane. Yeah. Actually, I never would have thought of that.
And I noticed that it happened, that I feel like it's happened to me too. And I'm like, you know what? I don't like this anymore. I just like the ego side of it that I can start to see in myself. I'm like, I don't like it. Anyway, I got 2 more points. So get the 5 points here. So
all right.
Number 4, lurkers follow and are followed by fewer accounts than more frequent tweeters. I mean, duh. I use it less.
That makes total sense.
So yeah, Pew, way to go. Look, I like the Pew Research Center's shit, but I mean, this one, it's just like.
That's like telling me Barry Bonds is going to get walked in the 2000s. Like, it's no brainer. Like,
it's a baseball reference. All right, nice. Well done. Very good. Number 5, replies make up the largest share of lurkers' tweets. Again, this is the same thing. You reply more to people than you tweet out loud because you don't have any followers. Why would you tweet?
You don't have those initial thought creating threads that you're waiting for people to respond to. So you're trying to get in on other people. You're like
people aren't waiting for you. You know what I mean? Like people aren't waiting for you to talk so there can be like, yeah, I agree. Like, or I disagree. I don't like what you said. You're an idiot. Like,
what side are you on Twitter? Are you on the I agree or the disagree? Because there's a whole fucking world for you.
You can do whatever you want. Baby, you can
be
you can
whoever you
agree.
want.
You can be pro or anti anything you want, baby. Let's do it. You like
need to go get
waffles? Fuck you. I like pancakes. You know?
I need to go get myself an anime profile picture.
Oh boy. Just are
Start-
you gonna have a ghost account, you know?
Yeah, burner account. Yeah, just an anime profile pic and just tweeting like terrible things. Fucking hate those people. Like, why is it always the guy with the anime profile picture that says some sus shit? Always.
It's you ain't man or woman or whatever gender pronoun of your choice enough to put themselves out there and put a face to that fucking comment, you know?
I mean, I what am I gonna say? I got fucking Derrick Henry as my profile pic. Actually, no, not anymore. I don't. It's actually me. Never mind. Yeah, fuck those losers. Fuck those losers.
Talk down to people. Make
Idiots.
them feel bad about
Follow me.
Well, whether you're somebody with an anime profile picture or you are you are bold enough to put yourself out there, we hope that you consider fucking A for all your comedy podcasting. We accept all kinds here. We make fun of all kinds, sure, but we also accept you as you are. This has been the 74th episode. 7-4 of the Fucking A podcast. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us once again. My name is Dan. The handsome, not as good of a nose, but like still a pretty good nose co-host of mine. Same as Matt.
Thank you. Okay. I got a pretty decent nose. I think I'm all right with that. I'll take that compliment.
Let me have this one thing, please. If you like the show, if you enjoyed yourself, all we ask is that you tell a friend, show them how to find it, spread the word. We also ask you to do all the other stuff that I'm about to say, right? Which is, Matt, you've been pandering for ratings and reviews lately. I think that's a good idea too. Sure. Tell the world what you think. Be honest. We're not 5-star panhandlers. Would you say?
5-star panhandlers? Oh yeah. Man, like you nobody's walking by me on the street. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm getting all the ratings. I'm getting all the reviews. It's just like this guy.
You get them organically. You get a lot of
bro.
Review ratings. And
they approach me like I just put it out to the universe. I'm like, I have a podcast, and then people walk up to me and are like, I'm like liking and subscribing, giving you 5 stars.
They just feel your aura. Right? They just walk past you. They see you work. They're like, this guy's got aura. Ooh,
I'm a verified, crowd speaker. I got the little blue check mark. I just walk out there. I'm like, I am the one that's allowed to give an opinion. Now you respond.
You really are. You truly are the main character. You're the main character of this show, my friend. If you want to follow us on social media, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at fucking A podcast, FUCKINEH podcast. Email the podcast. Comments, concerns, questions. Do you need Dr. Matt's advice? Have you tried Coca-Cola Starlight and have any thoughts besides the fact that it has a weird tinge of cough syrup? And it's good, but it's just like I can't drink more than one of these like every 35 days, right? I don't know.
It's got that Dr. Pepper shit going on.
Does a little bit, yeah. I won't lie. That's an apt comparison. If you prefer to take your podcast in the YouTube form, you can get it's audio with a nice little visual for your eye dopamine. You can find Fucking A on YouTube now. All the episodes are uploaded, and they go up a day early on YouTube on Thursdays, our old release date before our Fucking A Friday release date now. So find it on YouTube if that's what you want. Literally just search Fucking A podcast. It should show up there for you.
Like Patreon, but free.
It's like Patreon, but free. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, take that, shows who make money. And every week, there's also now show notes for each episode. It's just a collection of links to the stories we talked to, a little episode description and download links and all that. If that's something you're interested in, go to Disinformed.ca and then find Fucking A under the podcast section, and it will all be there for you. We're just enhancing your comedy podcast experience. And last but not least, the intro and outro music from every audio version of this episode is compiled and maintained in the great database of our Spotify playlist. Search Fucking A Beats and get that into your eardrums if you like the music as well. Matt, I'm done rambling all the administrative stuff. What do you have to share with our listeners before we go?
Go Hurricanes. Go St. Peter's. Fuck North Carolina. I want to see some big games. Go Peacocks. I want to see some big games today. Trying to watch this
Right.
tournament a little bit later on here. So yeah, 5 o'clock, Dan, is the St. Peters, North Carolina. And just so you know, your Miami Hurricanes are up 11-10 against Kansas right now.
Wow,
Let's go.
11-10.
I know. The game's almost over.
The whole
But yeah,
point.
check out the tournament and enjoy
Can we
that
just
shit.
can we
folks.
just say, look, I don't watch a lot of college basketball, but I got to tell you, there's something hilarious about sometimes just how fucking terrible they are, dude.
Oh, God,
sometimes
yeah.
sometimes they're awful teams. Like I watched Purdue the other day, I think when they were playing St. Peter's or something. It's just like how many times you see they haven't scored a basket in the last 5.5 minutes. You're like, how?
Because they're
How
not
have you-
professionals. Yes.
But it's like all they do is, you've been around college basketball teams. All they do is practice and play ball. And it's just like, he steps up to shoot a 12-foot jumper. Oh, clanks. They're 0 for their last 9. You're like, how are you 0 for 9? Like all the time. So Arkansas yesterday missed
crazy stretches.
went 1 for 20 from 3-point. Like,
Jesus Christ.
dude, that's literally elementary school. Like chucking 3-pointers. 5%.
Oh, fuck.
Enjoy the games.
Enjoy the tournament, brother.